Hey everyone, so today I've come to you with a Revolution's testing full face first impressions video. So I have used Revolution Pro and I have used Revolution. If you want to see how I've got this look and everything that I've used and what I thought of everything, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so to start off with, we are going to use the RevolutionPro Prime Oil, which is just this one here. I am just going to pop it on my cheeks because that's where my most dry areas are. It's just a little primer just for dryness. Because it's an oil, it will add quite a lot of moisture, so you don't want too much. So I've just popped a little bit on where my dry patches are, and then I'm just going to rub that all in. You don't want too much either because it is an oil. You don't want to make your skin super oily. So now I'm just going to use the Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation, and I have mine in F10. I wanted to pick up the F8, but we didn't have any in my Superdrug, so I couldn't pick any up. I would always go with your true colour with this because it is a stick, it is going to be full coverage. As you can see, that's what the colour looks like. I'm just going to pop a few stripes on my face and see what it looks like. Okay, so the colour isn't too bad at all. So you just need to pop that all on. And then I'm just going to use a Real Technique sponge. I couldn't pick up a Revolution one. They didn't have them in my Superdrug. I swear my Superdrug literally has none of Revolution stuff. So I'm just going to use this just to swipe it out. Okay, so now it is time for our concealer. So I've picked up the Revolution Conceal and Define, and I've picked this in number C5. I think this might be a little bit too light, but it's never bad with concealer being too light because then it also highlights the face as well. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this underneath my eyes. So I'll do my triangle that I always used to do. So the duplicator applicator looks a bit like that. So I'm just going to pop a little bit like this. So I basically pop in a triangle. Alright, so that's the concealer all done. So as you can see, it has brightened up my face just a lot more, which I think is amazing. I prefer my eyes and everything to be a lot more brighter. So this is the finished look of all the skin as it is. So it is quite flawless at the moment because we did use the primer oil. So I do recommend using that because it does add a little bit more moisture into the skin, which is good. Okay, to set our base into place, we are going to use the Bake and Finish powder. So I'm going to bake underneath my eyes using the sponge that we used for our foundation. And then I'm just going to use just a general powder brush just to pop this all over the face, just to make sure it's set into place. Alright, so the powder's all done. I wasn't a fan of that powder at all. I'd rather say go and get the banana powder that they do, purely because otherwise you are going to turn out like a ghost. And it does make it go really patchy. So as you can see, I have gone a little bit patchy in some places, and it has made everything cling to my forehead. So I'm just going to go out and do my eyebrows, and then I'm going to be back. Didn't manage to pick up a eyebrow product, because my Revolution one doesn't really stock that much. They only really had light colours, whereas I need basically black for my eyebrows. So I am going to be using my Kiko product that I use all the time. I have also got a eyebrow tutorial, which I'll comment leave it here. Alright, so our eyebrows are all done and everything is all powdered over again with just some banana powder. Only because I felt I looked quite ghosty, so I needed to put a little bit more colour into my skin. So I just used the banana powder, which I got from Primark, which was £4. So it's still in the Revolution bracket of budget. So the next thing is our eyes. Alright guys, so as you've seen all of these swatches, I am going to go in with Rebound. So I'm just picking up a little bit of that. Just going to pop this all over the lid. Just a very soft sweeping motion. I'm then going to go in with Unruly with just a pencil brush. So I'm just using a little bit of this, and I'm just going to use this in the crease. Alright, so the next one, I'm just going to use a little bit of Awaken on my MAC 224, and I'm just going to pop this just on the outer crease just to soften it all up a little bit more. These colours are really, really good, like they just blend so well. Alright, so now that that's all done, it is now time for our mascara and everything like that. I just wanted a very subtle eye look. I'm just going to pop a little bit of eyeliner onto the waterline and some mascara. I wasn't able to find a Revolution one, so I have just got the Bourjois Ultra Black. This is the 16-hour wear eyeliner. And then I have got the Wonderful by Rimmel London. All of this is all going to be drugstore, so even if I wasn't able to find the Revolution product, I will always have something that is around that sort of pricing in whatever videos I use, because that way it's easier for you guys to be able to use things like that. Alright, so now that the eyeliner and our mascara is all done, it is time for our inner highlight and to do under our eyelash line. I can't speak today. So for the inner highlight, I am going to go in with Fearless, which is this gold sparkly colour here. Then we're just going to apply it just on the inner corners. That's our inner highlight all done. I absolutely love this inner highlight colour. I think it's gorgeous. I love the colours of everything so far. So the next thing is just to do a little bit of our under lash line. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the Rebound colour again, just on the same brush that we used, and just a tiny little bit, and just pop that underneath the lash line. Then we're going to take a little bit of Unruly on the same pencil brush that we used earlier on. But we're only popping that just on the very, very outer bits. Okay, so then we just need to go in with Awakened, and we're just using the same powder brush that we used. So we're just using the MAC 224. We are only using just a tiny, tiny little bit, so just tap off the excess like I just did, and then just pop this right on the corners. Alright guys, now that you guys are zoomed out and you're not so close up, it is time to use our highlighters. So I've just picked up the Strobe highlighter in Gold Addict, which is this one right here. I'm just going to go in with that with just one of these brushes, which is known as a contour brush, which is by Real Techniques, but I don't use it for contour, I use it for my highlighter. So I'm just going in, just swirling it in the top of that, and then we're just going to pop this just on the cheekbones. Whoa, this highlighter is nice. Well, that highlight is gorgeous. So this is what the highlighter looks like. It is quite subtle, but you can see it. So I am just going to go and do all my bronzing, and then I'll be back for you guys. Alright guys, so now that we're back and we've bronzed and everything like that, it's time to do the finishing touches, which is our lips. So, I've just picked up this rose gold lipstick in CHAUFFEUR. Alright guys, so that's everything all done and finished. So, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you guys on board. I hope that you really did like this video. I enjoyed doing it for you guys. I do love doing all these kind of like first impressions or testing makeup for you guys. So if you do want to see any more kind of makeup looks or any other brands that you're not really too sure about but want to see, just comment them down below. If you are already subscribed, don't forget to click the notification bell, because then that way you'll be able to see when I've uploaded. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys!